alive in the wintertime. Hey, don't you die yet. You've been way more than a friend of mine. We more like fam. I raised you, you raised me.
Sorry about that. I don't know if that got into the recording that I wanted to do. So it's just going to be a quick recap on yesterday's trades and today's stupid trades. Yeah, I took a couple of dumb trades today. Now, you remember, the start of this week when I sent in that review, and I explicitly, sorry, tongue twister there. Shit. I explicitly, yes, that's what I wanted to say. I explicitly said I wanted to see 94.58 get taken out in the video that I sent in to you guys, and seeing this get taken out was basically a monthly low for me, which was the start of October. So seeing this get taken out was basically price taken at the intermediate monthly low. But if we get a daily close below this, that's when I'll most likely want to see this void get filled and price basically coming back to this range that we have here. Oh, sorry guys, I'm so tired. I went to do house hunting today with my sister because I'm trying to move to a bigger place next year. So I just decided to take out time today to go check for a place. But yeah, coming back to this, you guys saw in the video where I explained when price open, I wanted to see this gap get filled and basically see an expansion. I wanted to see price take out this low, right, which is basically the previous week's low. I want to see price take out the previous week's low, and what actually happened was that this was the entry for yesterday's trade, because I know I took a trade yesterday and people were wondering how I got the entry. This was the entry for yesterday's trade. Now the bias had already, I'm not going to go over the high time frame bias again. The bias was already set when I had explained why I wanted to see price go to in the weekly review, or rather weekly outlook that I had done. So this was a breaker play. The last down kind of price pushes up into a mini breaker, right? Pushes up into this breaker, but this happened too early, and that's why I didn't take this trade. This happened basically 20 minutes before when I would want to actually start trading. But then we got a second retest of this breaker here where we took out the stops on this level, and as soon as this happened on Euro USD, this was the case here. On Euro USD, yeah, alright. So on Euro USD, if you go on the 5 minutes, you would see this where price takes out. Right now on Euro USD, this is what happens. We do not take out the stops here, but there was enough conviction for me on the DXY, since I use the DXY as a leading indicator. There was enough conviction for me here, and this candle acted as a break for me. This last bullish candle acted as a breaker for me. And if you had gone down to the 15 minutes, this was actually an odd block, and same thing on the DXY. 15 minute was actually here, right here, an order block. So when that happened, I bought here. I didn't actually get in on this low, so I bought here, and I didn't really see price taking out the previous week's high, so I collapsed my position. If I had probably gotten in here, maybe I would have been bold enough to hold the move, but because I got in at a sloppy entry, I wasn't comfortable holding all of this, because I think if I had myself some break even, I would have been taken out during the London Open. So that's what happened. And then today again, that's how I took the trade that I took yesterday. I got stopped out in profit. Then today, if I did the same thing again, breaker play. I was basically using the 15 minutes breaker, which the double breaker here, and I added 2 pips to it, and it still came and kissed me out of my trade, which was so annoying. Kissed me out of the trade, flew up, took out the Asian session highs. Now this is what I did today. Took out the Asian sessions high, price retested here. I went in heavy here. It took me out, and I think I can't remember the last minute I got in. At that point, I realized I shouldn't be trading today. Not because the market was bad, just my discipline was off, and that's why I always tell you guys, the difference between you and a profitable trader is a discipline. It's not the knowledge. I know everything, but my discipline was just way off today. And as soon as I realized that, I stopped trading. I left the house. That's when I rang my sister up. I went to pick her up from the office, and we went on the house hunting stuff, because she said she wanted to follow me. So that's just it. And again, guys, I have to be very honest with you guys. If you can make 5 to 7 hour, 4 to 7 hour a week, on a 2% risk, that would change your life. Today I had a call with one of the new members, Jay, and he was telling me something called equity simulator, which is more reason why I made this video. Oh, sorry, coming back to this. Yeah, the DXY is taking out that level, but ideally, I want it to close below, because if it starts pushing up, I'll look at this as a heavy turtle soup. But going back to the equity simulator, we're talking about basically people's targets, what people go for, what's realistic, what's not realistic. And then if I show you something, you see how amazing it is. It's Chrome. All right. So basically, this is the equity curve simulator. Now, let's say you start your account off of 10,000. You know what? Let me just make it 1,000, because that's like the basic entry for any starting trader. So if you make it 1,000, and let's say your win ratio is 60. I'm not even talking about 70, 80, 85. Your win ratio is basically 60, right? And you're averaging about a 5:1 for every trade. And this number of trades, right, how I look at it is, let's just call it a number of weeks, which basically, forget about the trades, just call it how many weeks, right? Let's say in a month, in a year, we've got 52 weeks. So if you are trading 52 weeks in a year, right, and let's say you're not missing any, let's say you decide not to trade the first 2 weeks of the year, which is the month of January, and then you decide to not to trade the last 2 weeks because it's like Christmas time. So you're already missing 4 minus 52, that gives you 48, right? So basically you've got 48 weeks to mess around with. Let's say you decide to take a holiday off, right, and that's 4 weeks gone in August. So basically we've got 44 weeks to mess around with. So let's do this. Now let's just call it, no, just look at this number of weeks. So 44 weeks. So basically, if you have $1,000, euro, pound account, whatever it is, your win ratio is about 60%. Your R, so that means every week you're ending with a 5R, right? Out of this 44 weeks, every week there's a probability, right? There's a 60% probability of you. That's why I like this, because it's not definite you're going to end with a 5R. It's basically, there's a 60% probability that you will end with a 5R, right? Out of this 44 weeks of the whole year. You start your account off of that, and then you're having 2% risk per trade. If you start, let's say this is a simulation, right? The most, right, you would make out of it is what was this, 18,000, right? The most you make out of it is probably 18,000. The mean, which is this thick black line, is about 9,000, and your worst case scenario is 4. Is this 4,000? Oh yeah, your worst case scenario is 4,000. Guys, like, that's insane. Like, I know you think, oh yeah, $1,000 is not anything, but think of it this way. Let's say you had 10,000 to play, or let's say you had 5,000 to play with, right? So you had 5,000 to play with, and you did the same thing with your $5,000 account. Your worst case scenario is about 24,000. Averagely, this is what you should achieve, which is the black line, which is like the mean, which is basically, you're not too bad, you're not too good. You're gonna land at 40,000 at the end of the year. Best case scenario, you're gonna get like 74,000. Now, mind you, let's say you get the mean, right? Or let's just say you're averaging, you got this, which was about what, 23. Let's say you left it and then you compounded at 23,000. So in 2 years, from having a very normal 5:1, 60% ratio, trading 44 weeks in the whole year, your worst case scenario is that you're going to take that account up to 100 and what? Let's just call it 120,000. Averagely, you should have almost 200,000. Best case scenario, you're having about almost 400,000. Let's say this is your worst case scenario, which is 100 and something, and you put back 80,000 because you want to keep something for yourself, right? So basically, in 3 years, your worst case scenario after 3 years is that you're gonna end up with an account size of about 350,000, right? Averagely, this is like, I'm just saying, this is like worst case scenario, which you shouldn't be getting. You should be getting anything above the black line. So look at this. I'm basically calculating off of your worst case scenario. So if you're averaging off of this, you should be having close to $1 million, which is basically about 650,000. Do the same math again. Let's say again your worst case scenario, which is about 250,000. You're like, shit, I've done well for myself. I'm gonna pay myself 100,000, and you put in 150,000, right? You put back 150,000 into that. I'm sorry, your worst case scenario right now leaves you at 600,000. Your worst case scenario leaves you at 600,000. Believe me, after 4 years, you're not gonna always end up with worst case scenario. Your worst case scenario after 4 years leaves you with 600,000. And let's say after trading 600,000, obviously, let's say you don't want to put back 600,000 into it, right? This is more like 700,000. You don't want to put 700,000 into. You're like, shit, I'm gonna pay myself another 200, 300,000. So I'm putting back 400,000 into this. So with your 400,000, you're gonna end up with about 2 million. It's 4 years, but this is the question. Like, if you're looking at this from a business perspective, right? I'm not looking at it from, I need to flip cash, I'm gonna get a Mercedes. I need to flip cash so I can get that house that I want next week. If you're looking at this from a business perspective, this is what I was trying to like push out the other time. It fucking gets easier with time. Like, it gets ridiculously easy that you it gets stupid easy. Like, you have to look around you and say, averagely, which human being, right? Averagely, who amongst, like, if you're looking like if you're looking at the average human being, are they gonna have like over £1 million, over $1 million, over €1 million in 4 years, not stressing and trading 5 hours a week? The thing is that there's like a 99.2% chance that that's going to be no. Very few people become millionaires in this life because it takes a lot of discipline to get there, right? That's the first thing. And then secondly, you probably don't even have anyone that has a business module that they say after 4 years I'm going to be a millionaire. Don't get me, I'm not saying you guys don't have friends that are doing things, but I'm just saying, if you appreciate the process, 4 years will fly by. Like, look, when I started this whole entrepreneurial thing, doing this business, doing that business, I used to look at like a year for like, shit, man, a year is too long. I need it tomorrow. Or 2 years is too long. I need it now. Now, when I go into things and I'm like, all right, 3 years, I'm like, shit, 3 years is not enough time. I need more time. Can I get 5? Because you get to appreciate the process and just go through it. Like, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't. Like, listen, last week I did probably over 20 hours. Last week I did well over 20 hours, right? The things that you would do better, but I'm just trying to give, this is like an average, like anyone that is in this trade room and has gone through the materials, put in the work, I don't see why you can't put in 5 hours a week, right? After, maybe, obviously, it takes time for everyone to get to a certain level, but after, let's say, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 6, depending on however it is, but if you've been through my trade room, right, if you're putting the work on your own end, 5 hours a week should not be an issue. And I'm talking about, let's say you are someone that appreciates like going through a process. Like, let's say someone like Jay, not Jay Green, like Jody. Someone like you're 20. G, by 24, you're gonna have over £1 million. Obviously, you can get it quicker. I'm not trying to like hold you back and say if you can make 10 or don't make 10 or. But I'm just trying to like be realistic with you and show you how crazy this is. Not with you, but with everyone in the trade room. Everyone in the trade room. Like, this is like, look at this, right? With this stats that you're seeing here, the most drawdown you should be getting is about 13.2. And after that, you should be able to pull yourself back out. It calculates everything. Now, put it this way. You have made up to 1.7 million. You've made up to 1.7 million. And you're like, all right, cool. At this point in time, it's probably just a numbers game. Like, you don't really care much about yeah, all right, cool. I'm going to take out 700,000 and keep to myself and bump up there and like trade. Shit. I'm going to take out 1 million and give to myself. I'm going to start an account off of 700,000. Let's say for your 5th year or 6th year, and this is what happens. Your worst case scenario, right, is about 2.5 million. Your worst case scenario is about 2.5 million. Like, at this time, the lot size that you're trading is oh, you're swinging it big at this point. Look, like, just look at this. This is what happens after 5 years, right? And let's say you just keep on pushing, like you're pushing every limit, right? At this point, you have 2.5 million in your trading account at the end of, let's say this is 5 years, so at the end of 2023. So at the end of 2023, you've got 2.5, yeah, let's call it 2.5 million, right? I decided to take 1.5 million to yourself, right? At the end of the year, you're paying yourself 1.5 million dollars, pounds, euros, right? I leave 1 million in the account. The O's are getting plenty. 1, 2, 3. All right. Yep. So at the end of your 6th year, is that right? Shit. Why is that? Hold on. 700. Worst case scenario was about about 2.5 for 700,000. At this point, you could let's say you're 1 million. Ooh, I don't know why the worst case scenario is this heavy for 1 million, but well, the thing knows what it's calculating. But shit, at the end of the day, you're still having about 2 million. And let's say you could decide to be trading a $1 million account and flipping doubling your equity every year, or bump it up to 2 million or whatever it is. All I'm saying is, if you look at this from a business modules perspective, in 5 years, in 5 years, you should be fine. Like, this is what I was having a conversation with Sid the other day. I'm sorry if I'm going on and around, but I want everyone in here to appreciate the process. Like, that doesn't mean get lazy and say, oh, I'm not interested till 5 years. Like, grind as if there's no tomorrow. Like, you guys see how much I put out content, how much I wake up early to trade, go to the gym, handle my other businesses. Like, you have to just put in the work. I was talking to Sid and I told him, listen, like, you might not make it in a year as much as maybe you said you wanted by the end of 2018. You wanted to buy a new car. It might not happen, right? It might not happen next summer, right? But this is one thing I told him. At the end of the day, if you know you're putting in the work, your future is almost secured. It is almost like this is not a fluke thing we're doing. This is not I got lucky and flipped my account. If you get through the process and understand it properly, like, your future is actually secured. Like, do you know how good that feels knowing that in 5 years, you are good. You're good. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, you can get the money next year. You can become a millionaire next year. No one is stopping you. But do you know how good it feels knowing that in 5 years, you're beyond good. You are way, 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 way beyond good. That is just what I want you guys to understand and appreciate, and I hope this message gets across to you guys properly. But either ways, you guys have an amazing week. I'll try to do something tomorrow because right now I'm down for the week. I think I'm down like what, 3? Because yesterday I didn't do much. I did like 3%, something like that. It wasn't crazy because basically price pulled back. My intro wasn't the best. Stop loss placement wasn't the best. So I think I'm down like, I'll check, maybe like between 3 and 5. I just bugged out. I was like, shit, I left it. I'll try and put myself out. If I don't, then this will be a week that I end in a loss. But either ways, guys, have a beautiful week, guys. All right, bye bye.